Let me know when you're going to go. The stream's on,
Is it? Is it though?
Yep, we're live. That one's on all of us. Hey guys, and welcome to episode number 6 of Beauty Crowd TV Live. We're had a bit of a last minute rush here today, so we've had to sort of shift things up as normal. Nothing ever runs smooth on BCTV Live, so we're on Ustream at the moment, and we'd be much appreciated if everyone could sort of share that news with people and let everyone know that we've had to shift the show to our old sort of platform Ustream. Everyone's sort of familiar with that, so
Oldie but a goodie.
yeah, it's a classic really. I don't know, even if YouTube have let themselves down, basically the chat room wouldn't work. So obviously this show would be rubbish if we didn't have your comments coming back in and, you know, getting you guys involved. It's, as always, been a really exciting week. I think we're sort of stepping things up a little bit here. As you'll notice, a slightly different format in the studio today. I'm absolutely thrilled to welcome a very special guest, Heidi Scarlett King, who has travelled down from London today to be with us. So you're officially the longest traveller to get to the show so far. You know, we had Bristol before, and now.
We should get you a badge.
I need a badge, people.
Yeah.
Definitely, or maybe a little trophy.
Definitely. Especially with that London Tube strike, I definitely need some
earned
sort
it,
of badge.
you've earned it, for
Absolutely, yes.
So it's been an early
been
start for you
tricky.
today, isn't it?
It's been a very long day, but we've had a bit of fun, haven't we? We've
been
had
good.
Yeah,
It's been good.
we've had a really good day.
So we've been filming looks today, which are going to air next week. We've got lots to sort of bring you. As always, I'm sort of joined as well by Amy in the studio as well.
Hello.
We haven't got a camera angle today of everyone that's in the studio, but it is the busiest sort of audience that we've ever had here so far. We've got Nick on the cameras here, who's our official cameraman. We'll have to give a sort of behind the scenes picture so you can see what's happening. We've got Adele joining us as a model. She's going to sort of show you the finished look that we've worked on today. We've got Harriet, as always, doing her thing in the stream. Absolutely keeping it all together. Even more work for her today now that we're planned it on YouTube and now we're on Ustream. So Harriet, I know that you can process all this information. It's no problem at all. I'm also thrilled that later on we'll be bringing you first time ever on Beauty Crowd TV. We're going to be bringing you hairstyling, and that's going to be coming from a local salon which we connected with this week, called Grace and Evie Salon. Charlotte, the owner, is here, and we're going to be bringing. Yeah, it was a great way we sort of met actually, because we were sort of like, yeah, we want to get a stylist for this look. We got turned down by quite, you know,
well,
two
it was
people.
difficult to
hard
get through to people because basically everybody that we were speaking to thought we were trying to sell something.
Yeah.
And they were like, I was like, can I speak to the manager? And they're like, no, I'm not interested. And I'm like, no, it's a really good opportunity.
Really good.
But luckily, Claire from Customer Services, she's our saving grace.
Yeah,
Quite
exactly.
literally. That's quite a good pun, wasn't it?
And to be fair, it wasn't a lot of notice, so you know, really appreciate you guys joining us, and we're going to be doing a hair sort of look on Adele really soon.
Yeah.
We've got competitions to bring you as always, hashtags to use. You know how the social stream works now, so get in there. I think we've got a hashtag. We don't have a board anymore, but we've got a hashtag Ask Heidi.
Ask Heidi.
Hashtag
Ask Jade. I am putting you on the spot a little bit, but Jade is the hairstylist. If there is if you have got any woes that you need addressing with your hair, Jade is on hand. We've got Beauty Chat Live as well. So those are the hashtags that you can be using today.
So that's the easiest way to connect with us, and it helps us sort of share and monitor the tweets, because we do go back after the shows and read all the comments, and we're always sort of keen to hear what you guys think, and hopefully, you know, we'll get back to as many of you as possible if we don't do so on the show. Yeah, we got competitions coming, a few videos to show you as well. Fantastic news that we've also bringing you for the first time a contribution video, which has been created by Rapinda.
Yeah.
It's a DIY feature. We've mentioned it a couple of times. It's the first time ever that we're having a customer sort of send a follower send in a video for us. So, you know, it's all about the collaboration. So that's sort of paying off. Now we're in show number
It's fab.
6.
We'll be looking at that later. We have had a comment from Wendy. She needs to know where the sticker is from your hat.
Hi, Wendy.
She has noticed.
Yeah, well, this is the thing.
That,
you know, send your stickers in, you know, because like
basically it's a plea for
the elf one didn't actually stick on at the moment, so it peeled off, and just realised before the beginning of the show. But what I'm looking for, some feathers, or you know, I'll put a bow around it. If you want to send in customizations for the hat, hashtag Neil's hat.
Which is one of those.
When written down doesn't look the best, but I think we should roll with it actually.
I know it's one of Andrew's favourites.
Yeah, my cousin Andrew, big shout out to you. As always, we've got our customer service team in the social stream on Facebook and taking questions on there. Big shout out to Claire and Grace as well if you're watching. We've got Joe, company director as well. Hi Joe.
And we've got Naomi.
Naomi's round the corner there.
She's around the corner.
I didn't give a shout out to you, but Naomi's joining us as well.
So I can see her through the queue.
It's the busiest we've had it here, so I think we have made a turning point here because, you know,
it's a big deal.
It is a big deal. So, yeah, we'll move on to the competitions. We've already done that actually. So
yeah, I mean the main scope of today's show, I guess, is to meet with Heidi, find out a bit more about you, introduce to next week's amazing tutorial. So I think if we start off with Heidi's show reel, we can find out a little bit more, and then we'll talk about how you got to where you are.
Cool.
So, you know, just to explain, it is a sort of, I feel like it's a bit of a step up today because Heidi got in touch with us, and Heidi is, you know, by trade a professional makeup artist, and then you've sort of moved on to become a beauty expert and sort of beauty presenter now, isn't it? And you do videos on ITV's This Morning. Red carpet looks and all these sort of things. So, you know, for us to have you down, it's sort of, you know, it's been great that you got in touch.
It's been fantastic, you know.
So yeah, I think the best thing for us to do is to sort of run the show reel, and that gives a real overview of Heidi's work so far, and then we'll come back and we'll move the show forward with whatever's next.
Sounds fine.
After what feels like the longest winter yet, we all yearn for this beautiful sun-kissed glow that makes us feel like $1 million. What we've just recently seen in the Fashion Week's just gone is a back to basics with all the neutral tones on the eyes. We want to bring that in, and we just want to bronze up a little bit on the skin. Finding the perfect foundation to a woman is like winning the lottery. Get this and the texture right, and you are guaranteed to look great no matter what. So we're finally onto the lips, and we've chosen a really beautiful pinky peachy lip gloss. And now we sweep it across the lips, and that's it. Our look is done.
Beautiful. Well, if you fancy waking up your makeup,
For a normal 50s look, it would just be a black eyeliner with not so much black around, but we're giving it a little bit, because it's Miss Selfridge, we're giving it a little bit more of a modern twist. This summer's biggest trend sees a focus on brows, sexy dewy skin, and big impact on lips. But we're going to make it really wearable for absolutely any age group and everyone. Full brows are a big trend this season, so don't be afraid to fill them in with either an eyeshadow or brow pencil. Dab in some cream blush along the apples of the cheeks and the cheekbones. Lastly, to complement the blush colour and keep the focus on the eyes, sweep a light baby pink lip gloss over the lips. And step right up, we have a gorgeous graphic eye that will have heads turning at your next Christmas party. Celebrities such as Jessica Alba, Katy Perry, and vintage goddess Lana Del Rey have all worn versions of the Roaring Twenties looks along the red carpet. Sounds a little difficult? Not at all. Here's the more simplified version of this beautifully iconic look. The most important feature of this look is the lips, and although we've seen some super strong lips grace down the catwalk this season, we've opted for more of a stain to suit every style and personality. What I love about a stain is it allows you to control the strength of the colour. Because lips is such a huge trend this summer, we've seen a surge of new beauty products hit the market. Whether you're a glamour puss or a bit of a wuss when it comes to makeup, there's always something for everyone. It's been the most creative season for makeup. The drama is all in the eyes, and the Christmas party season is the perfect time to experiment.
Hi guys, welcome back. Hopefully we've been chatting away here actually during the VT there, so yeah, we've got loads of things to sort of go forward, but yeah, that's Heidi's sort of show reel. You can check out the website as well. Is it HeidiScarlettKing.com?
Yeah, HeidiScarlettKing.com.
And on Twitter, I think Gary can bring up the
there we go.
Oh, wow.
The lower third, so you're very professional.
Fancy. This is great.
We don't do things by half.
No, you do not.
We get our lower thirds in.
So you're obviously you're working on ITV this morning, and you're out there doing sort of just explain to us a little bit about sort of the average working day for you, or the working week, because you're a makeup artist.
No average working day. This is the thing, people, I was explaining to you guys earlier, if you're a kind of a human that likes routine and just sort of, a day-to-day that's sort of, you like your things that are the same, makeup artistry, and freelance makeup artistry is certainly not for you, because obviously every single day is completely different. And you could be doing a shoot out in the cold pouring rain, doing swimwear, and the next day you're you're on your hands and knees doing someone's toes for Fashion Week or something, and it's like
so glamorous.
So glamorous. It's not. It's so not glamorous. It looks all the bells and whistles, but actually it is a lot of hard work. And I think I'd say, I'm not going to downplay it. I'd say sort of 40% of it, 50% of it is the makeup and what you bring to that, and the skill. Yeah. But I'd say the rest of it, most of it, is really about the person and the people and your communication.
That's the thing. I think,
and how you connect.
What I've seen with you today is that you can't be a really shy, retiring person to do what you do. I think your personality makes what you do so much easier. Like from our side of things, it was like, kind of not really having any worries of you coming in and doing this, because I'm like pretty sure that
it's the laugh, isn't it? It's the laugh.
It's the laugh. I'm gonna put it out there. But yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing, and I think from my outsider opinion, I think your personality just certainly makes it for that.
I think you have to be yourself though,
because
if you try and be something that you're not, people straight away can smell that. They can smell that you're being unreal, and you just gotta. You
can't keep it up.
No, you
can't. Too
hard
work.
You just have to be yourself, and however that feels. And we're all multi-dimensional people. Yeah. But I think with makeup, it's great to be positive about makeup. It's color, it's fun. It's working with people. You gotta love people. But yeah, like I said, a big part of my job is about people, and enjoying them. So do you find
that sort of resonates then onto the social media sphere now with the Twitter, because you're obviously doing a load on that, and obviously you got in touch with us, through watching us on Twitter.
I did. It's funny because my whole experience with Elf Cosmetics was, I was in New York, when was it? November time. And I was with a makeup artist friend of mine, and we're walking the streets. We're obviously, you know, as we do, just troweling all the makeup shops. And he's like, oh my God, you know, I can't do the accent. Oh my God. Oh my God. You've got to come check out Elf. And I'm like, oh, Elf. It rings a bell.
Yeah.
But I hadn't really played with it. So anyway, walk in, amazing service. I pick up some bits and I'm looking at them thinking, is this going to be a waste of my time, right? You put them away, you know, a few weeks later I come around to play with them and I was like, hang on a minute, this is actually quite amazing. Like I was sold, that was it. And I started tweeting, I started showing my makeup friends. It was this natural palette, 32 colours for like, I think it was $6.
Yeah.
I could not believe it because actually every single colour in it was bang on and it worked. It didn't flake off. I was like, oh my God, this is fantastic. This actually really does work.
Yeah.
And the brushes as well, you know.
It's a great sort of range, really. And it's sort of why I guess we've sort of got so many endorsements through like online and through YouTube. Because when we first started, we were sort of like up against it. It was like a perception that the price made it rubbish. And it's like, you know, it's sort of, we had to break down a few barriers. And I think when we first started, everything in the range was like £1.50, and then when we brought the studio range in, that kind of was a bit more expensive. And actually, because it was more expensive, I think more people thought
like they believe in it.
Yeah,
a bit
actually,
more.
I'll give this a go because you know, for £3.50, I can kind of believe that it's a good product. And then when they tried that, and then they experiment with others, so all the sort of endorsements that we get online, then that sort of really.
No, I believe the hype. You know, I was, you know, and I think that's the thing. I started, obviously, again, Twitter. It's that whole social media thing. So again, if I find something I like, i.e., brands or PR or whatever, I immediately follow them and I see what they're talking about. If I like it, and then suddenly I see this beauty crowd, and I had a little wee look about that, and I thought to myself, actually, this is quite fantastic. This is quite a brilliant idea.
We think so too.
Because naturally you think that's pretty good. Yeah, I agree. But it works hand in hand, obviously, with social media.
And do you find that then, like using social media, you get sort of more work out of it? You get sort of like people approaching you then, obviously,
massively.
And things like that.
I think people start to see you tweeting about brand products, and they think to themselves, you know, and obviously blogging. I also write for a few bits and pieces, and they obviously see that, and they write about it, and they read it, and they think, okay, cool, there might be something in that, you know. And I've had people sort of say to me, you know that concealer that you were talking about, I tried that and I really like it. It's really good. Awesome. So obviously you get that, you know, and I think it's just sort of people believing you, you know, and you know, obviously the thing about makeup, it's so not black and white. It's grey. There's so many different facets and things, and there's no rules to makeup, and I don't believe in rules to makeup. But you know, so it's each to their own. But it's good when people like your opinion on things. You
Definitely.
know? Yeah.
I think that's one thing that we've seen like a massive value in. It's like we could sit and talk about how great we think the products are. But because we're coming from the brand, it's like, well, you're going to say that. So because we've got so many people externally endorsing it, that's where we've been able to grow. Yeah. And that's how Alpha's taken on this, you know, this huge following. And then that's where we want to bring that in and, you know, give that to kind of more brands and give that platform and give bloggers the space to talk about it. And I think that's where it's
because I think it's a valid thing to say that there are like bloggers now and people who are interested in products, they also have a profile online, you know, and it's the same for anyone. If you want to communicate to more people, whether it be like getting readers on your blogs, the best thing is to get on there, be active on social, answer people's questions when they come in, you know, really sort of work hard. Like the bloggers who we feature, they all know how hard work it is to actually, you know, write a post a couple of times a week in many cases, like every day.
It can be
and then
a full-time job.
all the tweets and things like that. But, you know, there are so many examples of how it sort of pays off if you want to go that way, or you know, for a lot of people it's a really sort of just enjoyable pastime, you know, and reviewing products, and that's where we wanted to go with the shows, is kind of like create a live stream situation which is about the community really, and bring in sort of guests like yourself to sort of, you know, share their experiences and
Definitely. It's fun.
We've had a couple of questions come through already about like you how you started, and have you already been have you always had a really strong interest in makeup?
I have. I mean, I was always creative and experimenting with colour. I have always been a makeup artist. So when I finished school, and there was always thoughts about, oh, should I go to uni like everyone else? Should I study something that I'm half-hearted about feeling? And then I just thought, no, actually, I really don't want to do that. And I guess I started looking into courses. I'm a Perth girl from Western Australia, very long way away.
Beautiful place, beautiful
very
place,
pretty, but
yeah.
a little bit quiet and dull.
Yeah.
So they had no, I mean, back in those days, they didn't have any makeup courses. So the closest was Sydney, and the best course was in Sydney.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I had to pack my bags and off I went.
The most remote
Yeah.
city in the world, isn't
Yes,
it?
it was. It's the second most isolated city, Perth,
Oh,
yes.
second most.
Second most, I think. I'm pretty sure.
I've had a
It
few
feels
good
it.
parties down in Frio.
Oh my
down
God, have
Fremantle,
you?
yeah,
Oh my God,
you know, a bit more
Freo.
lively down
Oh,
there,
it's
especially with the
beautiful.
backpacker scene and things like that.
Absolutely. No, Freo goes off on the weekend. It's pretty cool.
But not the sort of the best
Oh
place for
my
launching
goodness.
into the makeup
I
artistry
think
career.
things have changed now. You know, obviously they've got lots of other things going on there. But in regards to magazines, in regards to television stations, you have to go to Sydney and Melbourne for Australia. So yeah, I mean that still is around. So yeah, Sydney's where I went, and
How long have you been living over in London?
I've been in London. This is my 6th year now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So and it honestly has flown, but I've have fit a lot in. You know, I used to when I first got here. It was quite scary to start again. You know, I had the agent. I had good work coming in, doing a lot of fashion and editorials in Sydney. But do you know what? It was a bit boring because
Yeah.
it was the same clients, it was the same jobs, and I just wanted to work overseas. So therefore, I just thought, you know what? This is my next adventure. Travel is good. Love all
Love
that.
it,
But
yeah.
actually, you know, starting here was starting again. You know, and that was difficult in its own right. But you know, I had a few legs up, and you know, it's about seizing those opportunities.
Yeah,
I think
nothing
as
like
well.
a good challenge to sort of
Absolutely.
get your
Just
teeth
do
sunk
it.
into.
Just
Yeah,
get involved.
definitely.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. There's quite a few come through as well about like your favourite trend, your favourite like what's going on at the moment, and have you got anything that you are like, that is my all-time favourite that you've worked with?
Well, I guess one of my signature looks, especially because I do a lot of red carpet, and I do seem to do, obviously you have to have a level of drama, you know, it's getting flashbulb photography, you know, there needs to be a level of drama. So I guess the look that I have just done for you, that you don't get to see until next week, is one of my favourites.
Oh.
However, I guess I think because a lot of my style definitely comes from vintage looks, and the vintage trend for me, the modern vintage for me, is just certainly up there with a bold, strong lip, and that could be acid orange, it could be red, it could be a fuchsia pink like yourself today, love that, and a lash and a liner and a bold brow. You know, I love that look because it's classic and it never dates.
Yeah.
So
Perfect.
yeah.
I don't know, Jenny Ryan has asked on the social stream, would you go against the current trend if you knew it suited you? So you kind of do you not feel bound
No,
by it?
I mean the thing about trend is you make it work for you anyway. You know, it's the thing
You're not going
about
to take it straight off the cup.
no, you can't
Like,
take it straight up.
Here's
Please
my
do not take
graphic
it.
eyeliner. It's fine. It's halfway up my forehead.
It's the floating liner. I love a floating liner. Please, yeah, try not to. I mean, it's good to divert, but you got to make it your own, you know.
Yeah.
And I think if you take everything verbatim and apply that to your face, I mean, there has to be a level of, obviously, we're working with asymmetry with faces and, you know, corrective. Everyone, I mean, my left eye is smaller than my right eye, and, you know, it's just working, not marginally, it's just marginally, but, you know, it's just working with little things like that
Yeah.
that we all have. that you can obviously, you work in with your trend.
I'm looking at my eyes now to see if they're different.
You've got one
sizes.
massive eye and one really small. I hate to be the one to break your
Be a pirate.
You know,
It's all those years as a
or maybe a
pirate.
monocle or something would be a bit more keeping
yes.
with the
It would suit
Baron
the Baron
style.
It
style,
would.
definitely.
It would
Perhaps then I
work.
will have one jumbo eye, but no, I guess like the questions might be coming in, but you know, you mentioned red carpet there, and
Yeah.
I guess, you know, I'm dying to ask really, you know, let's have a little bit of name dropping.
Oh, we
Maybe
always
is that
get asked this
possible to ask, you know, what sort of people you've done, or what was the last
yeah.
red carpet you did, or
Well, actually, last night I did
Oh.
one.
nice.
As
Just
you
your
do.
average Wednesday.
She's just one of my wonderful favourites and regulars. Charlotte Jackson. She does lots. She was on Splash last season.
Oh,
She
yeah.
does all sorts of Sky Sports stuff, and an avid golfer. If she's watching,
yeah.
she will love me for
I'd
that.
love to have a
But
game.
no, very glamorous, very glamorous. And I believe her partner is Welsh. Chris
right.
Coleman.
Oh yes,
He's-
he is. Yeah.
The fiance. We were having a right chat. He's like, "Oh, you're going to Wales, fantastic, well done." You know, he's like, "Give her my love," you know. But yeah, no, she's fantastic. So we did a little look on her last night for it was a film premiere for.
Yeah.
I think it was. I'm trying to think of the film. RoboCop,
Oh,
I
right,
believe.
cool. Yeah, I did see a
Always
tweet
doing
actually.
those.
Yeah, RoboCop.
Yes,
Oh, the
yeah.
RoboCop is coming back.
Yeah.
God, this time
interesting.
of year then, like with all the sort of awards and the
Yes.
things like that, it must get.
I mean, most of them are in, unfortunately, LA, and that would be very nice to be flown over there
Wouldn't
if
it
anyone's
just?
out there.
If,
But
if BCTV, we'd happily do a
Can we
behind
do
the
a-
scenes.
If
You
you
know.
don't get flown over, we would have to come and report on it.
not live from E
unfortunately.
News, it's live from BC News.
BC
you know what I
Sorry,
mean?
Juliana.
It,
Randall.
Yeah.
will, it will happen one day.
Yeah, yes, amazing. That'd be fantastic. Yes.
Sounds cool. So who's your absolute? I'd say absolute favourite. What's the best look? Who wore your favourite look?
I guess, I mean, a
One
lot,
of.
because I did a lot of fashion back in Sydney, there were a lot of models. I had Miranda Kerr in my chair so many times. She's obviously a Victoria's Secret model, isn't she now? But she was, you know, just this quiet girl just sitting there and just, you know, just really green, you know, but she's absolutely gorgeous girl. But I mean, model wise, their look is obviously they're a chameleon, so you're doing lots of different looks on them. I think Jerry Hall stands out because she's quite iconic, and God, she was so beautiful, you know, in the 60s and 70s. Oh my goodness, she was just like long legs up to the sky and just such a glamazon, you know.
Yeah.
She was awesome, but I can't decide. It's too
Yeah.
difficult. You
We'll have
can't
to do a
really.
little shortlist.
Absolutely,
Or
yeah.
maybe have a think
Yeah.
about it and we drop
Yes.
a tweet out there or something
Yeah.
like that later. But,
Throw them in from time to time.
yeah, we've got loads more to come. Like, I'm sure that there are loads of questions like to take from
Oh, there's
the
loads.
stream already. So
There are loads.
keep those coming in with the hashtag Ask Heidi, because you've got your chance to win. I think it's a £25 elf bundle with that one. We got a retweet competition, sharing the link to Ustream, and I think it's BCTV Live. That's like a £50 makeup bundle.
And they are in the box.
They are
this
in the
year.
box there, and we could get them out to show you, but we'll wait for something to go wrong, and then we'll use it as fill like we had to do
This
last
is the
week.
thing now.
But,
This is capped on the back burner for when we
the
need
products
it.
are there. You know, it's a bundle of all the sort of the
I
regular
think
elf
everyone knows
goodies.
we're good for our word when we say that there's
Yeah,
competitions
definitely.
now, so
Yeah.
we're pretty good. But yeah, there's loads of questions coming through like about general makeup tips and trends and stuff like that. But I think one thing I would like us to get involved with is definitely getting Jade and Adele in the chair to give a sneak peek of Adele's gorgeous look that's been created. But just before that, should we take a look at Rupinder's DIY video?
Oh yes, I mean we've got loads of blogger spotlights to come. Yeah, and we've got a blogger of the week this week, which is a great blog, and her name is Laura Gibbons, and the blog is called teaseflutterandpout.com, which is something you can maybe go and check out now, but we'll be bringing you a number of posts from there. And yeah, Rupinder, she's a regular in the chat room. She got in touch with us a couple of weeks ago, and I think we mentioned about doing like DIY stuff, and
yeah.
you know, I think everyone's got a little bit of a DIY sort of tip, you know, pretty much. But
definitely.
Rapinda's got a section on her blog where she does it quite regularly. I noticed she did like make your own brush cleaner, some like nail polish remover. Right? She had loads of things. And anyway, this week the video that she's created, I know it's using some avocado.
It's an avocado scrub. And yeah, she's
Nice.
created a fab video. She's just taken through step by step. I think it's about 3 minutes, so it's pretty, you know,
So-
you can do it.
And then make a guacamole or
Make
something.
guacamole, or like while your nachos are in the oven,
Yeah.
crack out a scrub. You know, these things. You
No,
gotta
but,
mix it up.
but you know, yeah, it's great.
Keep
So
it.
massive thanks to Rapinda
Yeah.
for sending this in. You know, we'd love to see more videos like this. And if you're a regular YouTube video creator, please get in touch. We'd love to sort of air your videos on the show. It's really all about getting you guys involved in creating, you know, the collaborations on here. So if Gary's ready, we'll run Rapinda's video now. Thank
Hi
you.
BCTV, it's Rapinda here, and today I'm going to be filming my DIY beauty segment for you. I'm really sorry if the lighting's not great and the camera isn't too bad for you. Unfortunately, my battery died on my other camera, so I'm having to resort to this to make sure that it made it in time for Thursday's show. So I'm really sorry about that. But today I'm going to be doing a segment on beauty products that you can make with just things that you have knocking about in the kitchen, maybe in your cupboards. It's going to be super easy and very affordable. So what I'm going to start off by doing is a DIY matte nail varnish. You could just take any nail varnish that you have knocking about, and all you're going to need to do is just get a pan and fill it with 3/4 of water and bring that to the boil. As soon as the steam starts to rise, this is when the magic is going to happen, and all you need to do is just start painting your nail. So I'm just going to paint one nail as an example, and I'm going to do one which is matte and one which is not. So all you need to do then is, once you've painted that, is to just stick it over the boil. If we just take a look at how that has turned out. Oh, got that camera. So that has turned out completely matte. Now you can tell from my other nails that they are normal, regular shine nail colours, and then this is the grey matte. And then this is the hand with shine. So you can definitely see how that has turned it instantly matte, which is pretty incredible. In one really simple step, and it's just so easy. Everyone's got a pan at home that's just fill it with water, bring it to the boil, done. Instant matte nail varnish. Okay, so next up is a DIY lip scrub. I've seen them surfacing around places. Lush do a really nice one, which is very popular, but it's so easy to make at home, and they're great as gifts as well. So all you're going to need is some olive oil, extra virgin is ideal, some Demerara brown sugar, and then the next bit is optional, but I like to just add it, and it's just a little bit of coconut oil, or you can use peppermint oil. It's for flavouring and scent, which just really tops it off for me. So all you're going to need is 1 spoon of olive oil to 2 spoons of sugar, sorry. So you want the consistency, I've already started making one here, so you want the consistency to be kind of runny, but still with some substance to it, so that sugar is really going to get in your lips and exfoliate it. So what we're going to do with this is just grind it up with our spoon once we've got the right consistency. Now, I suppose consistency is down to more personal preference, but the olive oil is going to act as a moisturising agent, and the sugar is going to act as an exfoliant. So it's all natural, completely affordable. It's going to be things that you have lying around at home, and it's just so easy to do. So if you want something that's more moisturising, add a tad more olive oil. This is the general consistency that you want to get. So if you watch how that falls off my spoon, still quite runny, we've got some substance to it. And all you need to do is just pop that on your lips. You can pop it in the fridge as well if you want to store it and you don't want to use all of it. Pop it on your lips. Use a baby toothbrush because it's a softer texture than adult toothbrushes, and then exfoliate with that, and you're all done. That's the lip scrub. And then the final one that I'm going to be talking about is a face mask, and all you're going to need for that is an avocado. So you need a really, really ripe avocado, and you're just going to chop it in half, peel out all the flesh, mash it up, and pop it on the skin. Leave it for about 10-15 minutes and you will have super soft, incredibly supple baby skin. The avocado is so moisturizing, so creamy, and it feels just like a face mask that you would pay a lot of money for. So it's so easy. You can also use the pip, pop it in a food processor, and that can act as an exfoliant as well on your skin if you fancy giving your skin a little bit of an extra boost. If you're having a bad skin day or you've got some blemishes popping up, just add a few tablespoons of lemon juice, and that's the antioxidant acidic properties in that are going to sort out any breakouts, clear any spots, and you're going to wake up or just feel refreshed after using this with about 15 to 20 minutes on the skin, I'd say, and rinse off well with warm water. And it's just going to look instantly incredible, but once it works overnight, it's going to be amazing. And that is pretty much everything. You can follow my blog or you can follow me on Twitter, and I would love to know if you give any of these a go. I'll tweet them out, and I'll ask BCTV as well to tweet them out if you'd like to contact me and find out more. But hopefully I get to see you again soon, and hopefully I get to do another DIY segment. Bye!
Oh, I'm waving back.
And we're
Actually, we're back in the room. Thanks, guys. And Rupinder, absolute massive thank you to you for sending and getting in touch and taking real effort out of your week to create the video and to send it in to us. Really great tips there. I think it's sort of worth mentioning that if you are going to be sort of using boiling water,
Just be careful.
yeah, just to be careful, you know. It feels a bit like a CBeebies moment, you know.
No, ask the parents' permission.
Yeah, be careful anyway. But
Yeah.
great advice there, and yeah, massive thank you, as I say, to Rupinder. We'll be tweeting out her blog and Twitter account really soon. So yeah, that's massive thanks, and please do send in your videos if you fancy getting involved with the beauty crowd and sending your
Showcasing
YouTube.
what you've got.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm trying to say. Okay, guys, cool. Well, we're going to go over to Amy now, who's with Jade and Adele, and we're going to sort of we're going to reveal the look that we've been working on today, and we're going to show you the sort of the hairstyling to go with that.
Yeah. So this is going to be a little bit of a preview of the look that Heidi created earlier today. And we've got Jade with us from Grace and Evie Salon in Gorseinon. Jade, do you want to just tell us quickly the kind of look you're going to go for with Adele today?
Yeah, okay, so we're just going to put some tight curls in now, ready for our finished look. Not going to leave it like that. We're going to brush them out and give it some height, back comb it a little bit so we've got some body, and just really mess it up because we're going to go for that undone look.
It's a bit of a dishevelled look going on for Adele today.
Definitely.
So I know we spoke about earlier, because I have a nightmare whenever I try and get a curl from a GHD. So what's your top tip on getting a good curl from?
Personally, for me, GHDs are the best to curl with.
Yeah.
I prefer them over wands and things. So if you just angle your straighteners like I'm doing now, curve them, and maybe wrap back round for a second.
Okay.
I always feel like you get that extra curl with that then, and it holds it in a lot tighter.
Fabulous. And how long have you been at Grace and Evie Salon?
I've been at Grace and Evie's now around about a year, loving it. But I've been in the hairdressing industry now for about 7 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is hairstyling like your favourite part of your job?
It's my favourite part. It's the part that I'm most passionate about. I love it all, but making someone feel amazing with a new, look is fabulous.
And do you do a lot of wedding hair and things?
Yes, in the salon we do a lot of hair up, and even people go in on nights out, we do a lot of hair up for that now, because it's become a lot more fashionable to be wearing your hair up and having curls and things, and sometimes it's nice to have somebody else do it as well.
Yeah, exactly. I find myself going around in circles when I'm doing my hair for a night out, and then I'm like, start back, and I'm like, it's just straighten it, it'll be fine.
Yeah, we have a lot of clientele that come in for their hair done to go out that night,
Do you find that the blow drying trend has kind of is that come through to you guys?
Massive, yeah, massive. People want big hair, people want to look glamorous, and and it's hard luck to achieve on yourself. So we do get a lot of clientele for that sort of thing, which is fabulous.
And do you find that lasts like a whole night then?
Definitely, but I always try and go in with the GHGs just to finish it off, just to add that extra curl, because I know that is going to last all night then, and I can be assured that when they leave.
Fabulous. Adele, and this is for Heidi as well, we're having a lot of comments saying that your look is gorgeous. So they'll have to tune in next week now to find out how to create it. We got a couple of questions for you, Jade, if that's okay.
Yeah.
We've got Julia Spencer, who's in the social stream. She's asking what's the best conditioner for thick hair, because her is insane, she said.
Okay, what I tend to use and what I recommend to my clients is the Moroccan oils.
Okay.
There's a leave-in treatment that obviously you use every wash, but there's also a frizz control just to put on before blow dry, and that tends to calm down and tame, unruly hair, which is really handy.
Is that the Moroccan oil brand then?
Yes,
the products,
definitely.
I think we've got a couple on the
We've got the macadamia, range on the Beauty Crowd website at the moment.
Mistake,
But I think it is time we got some Moroccan oil in as well.
Oh, it's fabulous products. I swear by them.
Like, you can buy those pretty much anywhere, can you? Or?
Yeah, they're in most places now.
Normally
salons tend to see them the most.
We sell it at Grace and Evie's.
There you go, if you're in Gosainon and you're in need of your Moroccan oil, get straight over to Grace and Evie. I know we have got the link to the salon Facebook as well, so that's going to be going up in the social stream and on Twitter and things, so make sure you get over and give the guys some likes. We've had a comment through from Zoe, who says that you are this bit of Katy Perry.
Oh, thank you, Zoe.
That's
Right.
It's good.
Oh.
It's awesome. I know a lot of people are coming through with different like anecdotes with whenever I've tried and did something different in the hairdressers, they've messed up my hair and things like that.
Oh, no.
And I think a lot of people get really frightened by the bad experience they'll get in one dodgy backstreet hairdressers, and then they end up. That's when you take a scissors to your fringe and things in the kitchen, and I sound like I'm speaking from experience.
You do. It's all in the consultation, If you and your client both understand where they want to go and what they want to achieve, then there shouldn't be any disasters, as long as you fully understand with your stylist.
I think that's the thing. I've learned that over the years. It's like I could tell now when someone's listening to me or not. You get the ones that are like, yeah, no worries. And that's when I've strutted out of the salon with green hair. So,
oh no!
Yeah. So now I'm like, I need to make sure. I'm like, are you listening to me? Can we agree on this? No, pinky promises. Rosie Rose is asking as well. She's one of the girls in the social stream. What bright pastel hair colours are in for spring and summer? Have you seen any of that yet?
Do you know, we haven't seen many pastel colours come in yet, but obviously, they may be coming in. Obviously, we tend to do a lot of blondes now coming up to the summer, but we haven't had any fashion colours as of yet. But I'd be very excited to do some. So if anyone's daring enough, then that's fab.
I know one of the bloggers that we've had we did a Valentine's Day challenge through Elf. One of the bloggers there, she's got pink hair and she pulls it off.
Wow.
It suits her so well. I just
suits so many people,
can't imagine.
It does look lovely, yeah.
Really fab.
I don't know if this is a bit unorthodox, guys, but people can't sort of like see what's going on. I don't know whether we could have a bit of a sort of a spin round,
there
maybe
we go.
a bit,
Yes.
and see a bit from the side. Can show what's happening there. Thanks to Vicky.
Apparently, breaking news, Rachel in customer services would love pink or lilac hair.
Can you turn the other way if possible?
Can we spin
way,
the other way? Adele, go for 180
Adele,
on
go for
us.
it.
Go for it.
There we go.
I feel like we're selling her on QVC. And we spin around and see what you get with your money for Adele. But yeah, like, how do you feel about like pastel colours and things? Do you think there's an age where you should kind of?
I absolutely love them. I think if you want to experiment and try something new, I think why not? Colour's such an amazing thing that you can experiment, and if you're not too keen on it, then it can be changed. That's the beauty with colour,
Yeah, exactly.
It's good to experiment.
on that note, we have had a sample sent through to us from it's a Herbitint hair dye, which was from the brand. We'll come. Harriet will tweet out the brand for us later. Well, as soon as she finds it.
Wasn't it called Herbitint?
It's Herbitint is the brand of the hair dye and the company that sent it to us. But that's something Gentle Beauty. Thank you, Harriet. I had total mind blank there. But I'm going to be trialling that this weekend. So let's see how we go.
You're a blogger for the weekend then.
That's my project. Oh, no, it's a light chestnut, so I'm hoping it's going to give me some shine. To be honest, it looks the same colour as I am now, but I'm hoping it's going to zhuzh up the shine.
Fine.
We'll see how we get on. Heidi's a bit worried that I'm going to end up bleaching my hair again. No, that's so 2013. It's fine. What is your top hairstyle for spring? What would you, if you were looking to refresh your style, what would you go for? Personal
do you know, I'm all about the fringes at the moment. I love fringes, and I'm thinking possibly a lot of my clients seem to be thinking they want to change, but they don't want to lose their length.
Yeah.
So, you know, they've got layers already, and I'm thinking, why not put a fringe in? Why not completely change your look without losing your length? So I'm a big fan of putting fringes in at the moment. Yeah.
See, I'm a fringe
I like,
believer.
Yeah, they can totally change a style, can't they?
Definitely. Someone, Lisa Prince is asking as well, her hair is so thick and heavy that it drops as soon as she puts a curl in it. Have you got any advice?
Hairspray, but maybe when you're seeing your stylist, maybe if you have your layers slightly shorter and thin your hair out with the thinning scissors a little bit. If it's overly thick, then you'll find it easier to manage with being thinned out. So that might be a possibility for her then. That's what I would recommend.
Perfect. Well, I think we're going to leave you carry on for now with the dowel and see how we get on with that. And I think if we go to the competition clip and then we'll join you, Neil, I'll come back to you and then we shall go through our blogger shout-outs.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's okay, Gary?
Way there, and we're going to go over to sort of the blogger shout outs this week. As always, we've had loads. It was brilliant in the Beauty Crowd group this week, and I know I mention it every week, but please do sort of get involved on the Beauty Crowd group. Loads of guys have been sending their blogs on there, and it is one of the best ways to sort of get involved. If you could bring up my screen, Gary, I've got a couple of sort of quick shout outs to sort of make on there. Michelle Lowe, you can check out Naughty 40s Beauty Blogspot. Wendy's in the group there, Lisa Prince, Delia, one of our sort of regular viewers, Lisa as well as a regular viewer, Keena,
Keena.
That was terrible. Sorry, apologies, Keena. I'm still wanting to try and say it, but
if she could send through a phonetic for you, and then
I'll give it a best go. But that's a huge apology for that. Laura in the group there as well, and Rachel, all great blogs, and we wanted to sort of give a shout out to you guys. We're not going to sort of feature the full blog this week, but all of those are fresh posts that have been happening this week, so everyone's been really busy. The first blog that we wanted to mention actually was introduced to us by Heidi actually, and I think War Paint is
they describe it as a blog zine.
A blog zine for MUAs all over the world. So it's sort of, I don't know if they do a printed publication like once a quarter or something like that.
Yes, they do.
Because the War Paint brand here is actually sort of connected with the Professional Beauty sort of awards, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes. Absolutely.
I think it was Emma, was it?
Yes.
Who
Yeah,
got
Emma
in touch.
Rimmer.
So
Emma
Yeah.
Rimmer, Miss
Yeah.
Emma Rimmer. Yes,
yeah, so
indeed.
this
Good.
is a definite blog to sort of check out. I'm shuffling a few notes here. Apologies.
It's giving the news effect. For
Yeah, I mean,
for this.
obviously it might be a good moment to mention Professional Beauty as well,
Exactly,
because
yeah.
that's in a couple of weeks. So that will be pretty exciting.
Yeah,
Yes.
so we've already sort of talked about potentially getting involved down
Yes.
there, but it's something that we've been thinking about trying to get involved in the beauty shows that happen, whether it be in Excel or in London Olympia, and
Yeah.
the Vitality shows, one that I've been to before, and
Oh,
I think
yes.
is the IMATS. Which
IMATS is huge.
IMATS is huge.
Yeah.
So we'd love to sort of get involved there. I think in a couple of weeks' time we've got a makeup artist who's visiting Fashion Week, who's coming in to sort of talk about their
I might
experiences, share photos from like Fashion Week. So we're hoping to sort of bring more information from there. But the Professional Beauty, we may very well be bringing you footage from there at the end of the month, beginning of next month.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's on my screen now, the Professional Beauty Awards show. I think I noticed there's like 379 brands and salons and stuff there, and it's a mix of sort of brands, skincare, salon products, you know, sort of like treatments, all sorts of different sort of exhibitors going
Lots of
on there.
makeup.
So it's like loads of makeup brands there,
Yeah.
and I think the tickets are free. And it,
Yeah, you can just sign up, I think,
you can sign up,
online.
yeah, I'm seeing there it's free, but that's the one in the north. But yeah, they go on all over the country.
I think
but,
if you click onto the London
yeah,
shows, you might be able
the
to
next
find
one's
them.
happening in London, but
And you'll be able to see me as well. I'm doing a little seminar
oh, brilliant!
It's going to be
live on
exciting.
stage.
Oh, amazing!
Not nervous at all. Not nervous at all.
I know the debate earlier was whether to go with a bold eye or a bold lip. So I
Exactly.
think you'll only know the answer if you go and see you. That's the thing.
Exactly. That's
You
right.
need to find out.
Yeah, but we really like the sort of the war paint blog side of things, because it's sort of, yeah, it's got loads of great features. There's like some really lovely editorial photos in there.
Some really good interviews on there as well.
Yeah, there's loads of good stuff. So
great.
we wanted to give a big shout out to War Paint Mag, and I'll be following you guys on Twitter from now on.
From as of right now.
Right now.
Live and interactive.
There we go. Yeah, the next blog that we wanted to mention is a blogger called Erin, and it's the Scandalous Beauty blog.
Yeah.
Good.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Good name.
I think there was a sort of specific reason why we chose this one, wasn't there, guys? Or
She's got, basically, Erin's got a lot of content to like support other bloggers and like women's kind of
Cool.
pro women, I guess. And like I know she's basically just got a lot of kind of resources for other bloggers and like other shout outs and things like that that are kind of going on. And I know she's got some really good YouTube videos of like introductory tutorials and things like that. So yeah, Erin was kind of a really good, she's been blogging since 2005.
yeah,
So she's got a lot going on. But yeah, she's got a lot of advice and a lot of support for bloggers and things
That's
like
really
that.
cool.
So I think
and
really
she's
good.
actually an American beauty blogger, and she's like got a whole host of sort of YouTube videos on her channel, and a really great following on Twitter and on YouTube. So it's definitely one to check out. Scandalous Beauty, 39,000 subscribers
My
on
goodness.
YouTube. So
Pretty epic.
you know, really cool. She's got her 1 week ago, yeah, she's doing about 2 videos a week. So there's loads of great things in there, and we wanted to sort of extend our shout outs across the pond from now on. So if you guys, you know, watching from the States or well, any part of the world really, do get in touch, and we'd love to sort of share your blogs.
Definitely.
Yeah, we were going to mention that the brand that you had there. Well, maybe we'll do that a bit later. Is it the hair colorant that you mentioned?
The hair
earlier?
colourant, yeah, we'll
I
get
think
that
the product's
over.
sitting on the table
It's
over
just
there,
there,
so
I
we'll
can
have,
see
we'll
it,
have to
but I
get
can't
it
reach.
positioned in the middle of the table here. And yeah, the other blog which we wanted to give a shout out to was Makeup Savvy.
Yeah.
I think the blogger's name is Fee, and it's makeupsavvy.co.uk. There was quite a few sort of interesting posts on the Makeup Savvy blog. Was it this?
She's got a really cool GIF image on the blog, which both me and Harriet were loving. showing the use of a light reflector and how different it can make. I know Nick would be loving this. How different it can make your images look just for better quality. So we were loving that. So if we could find... She made the light reflector as well, so it wasn't even just a...
What, so like a photography sort of thing, like
yeah,
reflecting
just
the
to
light
like deflect it in.
back.
So you know, like
Right.
you see those massive foil things.
Yes.
She'd basically made one for
Yeah.
product photography and just showed the difference between it. And I think
That's
it was
pretty cool.
I can't remember what product it was, but it was some form of egg shape, and it was going basically looked like
a
it was
beauty
spinning.
blender, perhaps, you know.
No, I think it was more plasticky.
That's the
than
only egg-shaped product I know, is it?
Good work.
But yeah, no, it was really cool just to see, like in black and white or colour, how different that one tool can make it. But
Massively.
no, it was really good. She's got a really fab blog,
Yeah.
and
Does loads of competitions, give away lots of freebies, you know, and I think it's an example of a professional blogger who's obviously, she's got the advertising going on the blog there.
yeah.
You know, she's PR friendly, and I know a lot of you guys sort of are PR friendly, and you know, it's a different sort of ways in which we work together with PR companies. But yeah, Makeup Savvy is a really good one to look at. There's lots of sort of tips in there on being a blogger, as well as I think that's where it is, blogging tips. It'll be on the
It would probably be-
photos, yeah. So,
Probably be in that
Th-
category.
there it is, Gav. If you could bring that up on the screen again, it's just to show you guys the. If you click on the blogging tips on the right-hand side here, you can't see my mouse, but that's the sort of post there on the light reflector that
Very
Amy was
cool.
talking about. So
Very,
yeah,
very cool.
using a bit of tin foil.
Brilliant.
We are bringing Blue
Excellent.
Peter,
Yeah.
bringing Blue Peter in.
Arts
Inspiration.
crafts.
But yeah, I have Candy Floss Cloud has said that she did try to get tickets to the professional beauty show, but it said she could only get them if it was a brand or a makeup artist. So we'll have a little look into that and see if
Right.
we
Okay.
can
Okay.
find out a bit more.
So no,
but
is she a blogger?
she is a blogger,
Oh,
yeah.
that's interesting.
So we'll see. I mean,
Yeah.
and maybe there's a different.
Maybe.
We can get an angle for Beauty
Can have a
Crowd, but
look.
you know,
Yeah.
I think the sort of key probably is in the name there, professional beauty. So I guess that's why they do it for free. But I know there are loads of sort of consumer shows and stuff that we want to try
Yeah.
and get involved in. So
Definitely.
you could always try and blag it, you know, and professional.
Go in and be
to
like,
say you're a professional blogger.
I am a makeup artist. Claire from Customer Services, our Customer Services Manager, has asked us to give a big thank you to Jenny, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Jenny Freitas de Castro, who's giving really great advice on Facebook. So she's helping out with our Ask Heidi questions.
Yay.
brilliant.
Thanks, Jenny.
So Jade, also, we are having a load of questions coming through for you, so I think we're going to have to get you back in no time.
I don't know if Gary wants to sort of cut to the cameras there just to show a
See
bit
how
of
Jade's
the
got
how
well.
Adele's looks coming on there. So it's looking brilliant already.
And there's
really
a bit of
coming
backcombing,
Eh.
winning me over.
Can't beat a bit of backcombing, can we?
I'm not going to
No.
argue with you there. It's looking really, really good. And Miss LJ Beauty is saying we look very businesslike.
Oh, thank
I
you.
think it's the
Businesslike.
elbow lean.
Yes, totally.
I think it's definitely this table.
The
It's
shuffling.
Sort of
It's the shuffling.
the
Wait,
meeting
wait.
table, but we've got all sorts of exciting developments coming. Like this is a slightly different style show for us today because you know, we wanted to bring like more sort of guests, sort of different element than just Elf. We've got a pilot show happening on Tuesday with Hannah from the Elf Store Cardiff, and that's going to be the pilot show for Elf show. I don't know what we're going to call
Elf
it
on
yet.
BCTV.
The Elf on BCTV, and that's going to be a pilot probably next week, and then maybe 3 weeks after that we're going to put episode 1 out, and every week from then on for the foreseeable future we're going to strive to do a live Elf focus show, which will be sort of products that you can buy, but special bundles, special deals. So we'll still be bringing Elf products to the BC channel, BC show here, but we're going to be doing a dedicated Elf show, which pretty excited about, and that's sort of a step up for us. And sort of doing 2 shows a week, so we can just about
Gonna
organise
get
one at the
exciting.
moment. So yeah, we'll push on.
We're doing
Like you say,
100%
nothing
everything.
like
Oh,
a
you
good
know.
challenge.
Oh, I love a challenge. Got to have a
Set your
challenge.
teeth
Right, we've
into
nailed
it.
one now. Just got to keep going. Let's not get complacent.
No.
Fab. There's loads of people coming through, commenting on basically the show. They're enjoying the chats and they're loving the look of Adele's hair, which is fabulous.
Looking good.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that we need to kind of just remind everybody too is to get involved with the competitions that we've got going on, because you don't want to miss out. And I know we've got the hashtags and things going on, and everyone's participating through that there. Rupinder is just also asking if we're going to give her DIY scrubs a try ourselves. So I think we kind of have to.
I think we're going to have
Maybe
to
not
sort
today,
of...
because we're with avocado
Yeah,
less.
no avocados at the moment.
I
but
think
I'm going to want to eat it.
We're going to want to eat it. We're going to get some nachos.
Yeah, we
Yes.
would. And Rupinder, if you want to sort of get involved and send in more for future shows, we'd love to start working with you on getting maybe a regular feature going, maybe get you live on Skype or something like that to maybe take a few questions about your DIY stuff. But yeah.
Definitely. And we are also getting questions from Miss LJ Booty asking when is Grace making a return to BCTV.
Grace might be in bed now, but
She's, Grace is a bit poorly, so get well,
Aw.
Grace. But she shall be back. We're still pestering Claire about when we can bring her in next. So I can actually confirm that she's watching right now. So hi, Grace.
Hi, Gracie.
Hope you're feeling better. So we'll have to guess on the DIY case, I think. I know we've had, while we were over with Jade, we were having quite a few questions coming through for Heidi.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering if one of the questions was coming through about the type of course that people should do and what's the best type of course. I know we were speaking about this earlier.
Yes. I mean, obviously, I didn't study here, but with my experience from working in Mac Soho for a year and a half when I first got here, we obviously had to bring and sort of rub shoulders with a lot of the makeup artist students. So we were sort of looking at, we've seen some students from Brushstrokes, which is popular. AOFM is also popular, and Central St Martin's. It's probably those three were the most popular ones that we knew about from Mac. Yeah.
And what would you say are the key things you need to look for in a course if you're going to want to start a makeup
I mean,
artistry?
you've got to ask yourself questions like, is this full time? Is this for, longevity? Do I really want to be a makeup artist? And obviously, if you do want to be a makeup artist to the utmost, then I guess you have to look for a comprehensive course that has everything. It's got to have theatre, it's got to have special effects, fashion, bridal. Because at the end of the day, I think if you narrow it down and just say, no, I just want to study fashion or I just want to study bridal, I think at the end of the day, you don't really know how things will turn.
Yeah.
So you just, and really,
Go broad.
absolutely.
Keep your options open, and then you
Must.
can always sort of
And then you
focus
specialise.
in the speciality if you
Absolutely.
get there. No,
Yeah,
that's cool.
definitely.
And those are like London sort of based sort of
They are,
colleges that you mentioned
in
there,
regards
isn't it?
to, yes, I think Brushstrokes might be somewhere else, might be Shepperton or something like that.
Okay.
But I definitely look up those. In regards to outside of London, I probably couldn't help you, but I could definitely look into that.
Sure.
Yeah.
People can sort of check out their local colleges as well,
Definitely.
can't they? 'Cause
Absolutely.
I think, like you said, the key thing is if you kind of know what you're expecting, what you need to know. There's a bit of diversity in there.
Yeah.
And it
There's
has to be
something-
full time as well. I think this certificate 2, which is the primary makeup certificate that you get, which is across the board, is full time for a year minimum. So obviously keep a lookout for that, and also ask questions. Find out before you decide. Find out if it's certified, because there's so many makeup colleges that are a bit questionable. Are they certified? Are you going to get a certificate at the end of it? Are you going to be qualified? Because a lot of the time, not necessarily.
I think as well, it's like, are you going to get what you want from it? And then if you can speak to people, like the good thing is because everyone's so active, like on social now, you could probably find out like
Definitely.
soon enough.
I
And
suppose people review courses the
They
same
do.
way as
Yeah,
they review products and
absolutely.
things like that. So,
Definitely.
yeah.
Yeah, it's research.
definitely. Research is key.
Excellent. So
Must.
keep your questions coming in, guys. Ask Heidi hashtag, and then you've got the opportunity to win those prizes as well. The hairstyle is really coming on now, so we're going to go over there in a second. Gary's just showing a bit of
beating us to
zhuzhings going on there.
There is serious tradition. I'm bringing that wit back. Like, I'm on it. I love it.
But yeah, we've still got like Blogger of the Week to come. It's probably going to be a bit of a shorter show this week, but yeah, still to come. We got Blogger of the Week and all the sort of the competitions. We've still got questions coming through. We're just going to sort of run a short video for a moment now while we compose ourselves here for the next feature. I don't know, put Gary on the spot there, but if we could perhaps run the video from the Valentine's
trailer.
That'd be
Let's
great.
get a bit of love going, yeah.
Take a look out my window, see the birds in the trees. Their songs inspire me to sing a sweet melody. How do they do it? Not a care and so free. Wanna step into their world. Who holds the key? It's a brand new day. Gotta take it on my way. Gotta take it on my way. It's a brand new day. Gotta take it on my way. Gotta take it on my way.
Bit of love.
Thanks, Gary. That's
There we
the preview from the promotion that's happening in the Elf Store Cardiff. A big shout out to the girls from the store if you're watching.
Yeah.
Hannah,
Hannah's in the
Mary,
social stream.
Hannah's there. Chelsea, Amy. Big shout out to you guys if you're watching. Thanks for getting involved in the social stream. Yeah, the Elf Store Cardiff competition. We got the video happening next. It's coming up next week.
Next week, we've got the tutorial for how to create the perfect Valentine's
Yeah,
look.
so that's to come. Keep the questions coming in now, guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back over to Jade and Adele, and we're going to sort of wrap up on the final look. Then we've got the Blogger of the Week still to come, and then we're going to go over and answer some more questions from Heidi, a little bit more sort of makeup tip focus. So there's going to be loads of questions coming in, so there's going to be a bit more sort of
Definitely.
chance to get some of
Yeah.
Heidi's experience and knowledge, and maybe find out about some of your favourite sort of brands and products. And
There's so many.
things like that.
Yeah,
I'm going to put
definitely.
you on the spot. You're going to have
That's
to
okay. Spotlight.
get thinking.
That's cool.
Right.
Is there any sort of brands at the moment that you think of, or even like I don't know? I'm trying to be honest with sort of like PR companies and things like
Yeah.
that. Are there any sort of brands that PR companies have got in touch with you that are sort of like?
Oh my God, all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I constantly get hit up with new brands, brands I've never heard of before. And, they're obviously just reaching out to lots of people to try them and play them, but then old brands as well that are revamping themselves. Avon, I have to say, is one of those. They've had just like £1 million of revamp and makeover of the brand. It's gone as the old, 80s knocker on the door. Would you like a
calling, yeah.
lipstick?
Yeah.
It's actually the most incredible brand now.
And it's actually the largest
brilliant.
makeup brand in the world as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if people
Wow.
realise that.
No, I
but
don't think you do realise with Avon.
No.
You just sort of think like, yeah, I know so-and-so down the road does
It's
it or
huge.
whatever. But
It's so big
It
in
is
like South
massive.
America, well, all over the world.
And
It's
some of
brilliant.
the
Definitely.
stories of some of the Avon wraps that you do here is amazing.
Yeah.
It's not even just a career. They take it to another level.
completely.
It's incredible.
I think
Massively.
they realise that, like what we've realised with Elf, that is more to the sort of brand than just like the products and the makeup. It's actually the sort of meeting with friends, getting together
Yeah,
with people,
there's
and,
a
and
social
talking.
side to
yeah,
it.
there definitely is. So
Definitely.
sort of trying to bring a bit of that sort of stuff online, but.
Yes.
Yeah, good on you, Avon, for
Yeah,
for
well
getting
done.
out there.
Well
So
done. No, it looks really
if any
good.
bloggers have been blogging about Avon recently or had any experiences with PR companies that are touting a bit of Avon, You know, yeah, we'd love to sort of. Well, that's how it goes. You know,
It
I
is
think the bloggers sort of that know the way it works. There's no point in sort of.
No, definitely.
I
beating
did.
around the bush. But
I did Avon for a little while I was in
Did you?
sixth
Did you?
form. Yeah.
did
I
you
was
make any
good.
money on it?
It was
or-
quite good actually. I think because I was in sixth form, I had a captive audience. So it was like
Yeah.
in the comm room. I'm like, guys, I'm just gonna put the brochure here. You know, let me know if you need anything. It was like on
It's a
Fridays, like
subtle sell. You
Yeah,
know,
subtle
soft
sell.
sell.
just gonna leave
Yeah.
it here.
Yeah.
No problem. I kept that school looking gorgeous. I will say.
Amazing.
But yeah.
You know, I don't know if now's the time, but well, I'm going to put it out there anyway.
it, go
but
for it.
you know, we've been thinking and we've talked about it a couple of times on social media, and people do seem to be quite keen about the idea of hosting elf parties. I'm not saying we're going to be like the next Avon, but we have had some ideas of maybe creating a pack, a collection of products which people could, you know, look to host a party.
Yeah.
And we've then been thinking recently, how could we sort of combine that with Beauty Crowd Live? So that, say, you were doing a makeup party at home with a load of elf products, and we call you on Skype, and you and your friends, like in the living room, join us on the show live. So if there is
great.
anyone watching who actually fancies giving that a go,
That is such a great idea.
do
That'd be
get
so fun.
do get in touch with us, and you know, can't promise how many, but I'll personally sort of say now that I'll put a couple of free bundles together. So if you want to get in touch with us through Twitter, I'll put some nice bundles together, and we'll start this off by sending it out, a couple of free bundles if you're willing to host a party and get involved with maybe a different concept. Let's give it a go. You know, these things
It's a pilot to
these
prove.
don't
You've gotta
happen.
do it.
That's
Exactly.
great.
So
Let's get
you
some
know.
savvy makeups on there, some little, you know, makeup testers trials on there. It'd
Yeah.
be fun with a glass of champagne, you know, having a bit of fun.
Exactly.
It'd be great.
Well,
It'd
that's
be
where the
rude
most
for us
beautiful
not
looks
to
are
crack
created.
open a bottle
You know,
then.
if
Exactly.
they've got a bottle, we need a bottle.
Exactly.
You know,
We
these
can
things
follow
happen.
through.
These things happen.
Yeah, so that's a cool idea that we've been talking about for quite a while, and it's sort of something that I think we need to
just do
we
it.
need to get
Take a
onto.
plunge.
Yeah,
It's
it's
very
cool.
difficult when
I
you
like
think,
that.
right, let's start up a direct shopping network. That's quite
It's
difficult
like a
challenge.
Friday
like,
afternoon
you know.
project.
But if we
There you go.
but if we sort of maybe start with you know, our community, get you guys involved, and you know, if that works out, then maybe we can create a sort of a product or a package around that, you know.
Definitely.
And we'll even chuck in a couple of bottles of wine as well. How's that? So do get in touch if you want
As
to.
long as you're over the age of 18.
Obviously, that goes
Sorry,
with-
what's the number?
that
What
goes
number?
without
Can
Sorry,
you-
I'm just gonna,
so just make a
enter
phone call.
into that.
Yeah,
I can
Yeah.
do it.
sounds great.
So we digress there a bit, but yeah, still to come. We've got the hair. So are we going to go over?
We're going to go over to Jade and Adele, and then we're just going to wrap that up and see what fabulous look she's created.
Oh wow!
Look at that.
Oh,
That looks
wow.
brilliant.
Looking
Gonna take
fabulous.
any
I'm
questions?
taking it
Or?
over. I'm taking over.
Brilliant.
So, Jade, do you want to just sum up what you've done with Adele's hair this evening, not even this afternoon?
That looks cool.
We killed it all first, really simple, can be able to do this at home in the house. And then once it was curled, I just loosened it with my fingers. That's all you've got to do is just run your fingers through and just pull it out a little bit. And then to get this extra height here, we just backcombed it a little bit to give it that more edgier feel, you know, so it's a bit more rapper. And finished it off with plenty of hairspray and
That's
dust.
the key. Got it.
Yeah.
What brand
What's
of
the-
hairspray are we using?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, beat me to it now.
Oh, right.
Beat me to it.
We're using the Schwarzkopf hairspray.
It's a tongue
fab.
twister one.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
that one gets me every time. Yeah, which has got an extreme hold on it, so that is brilliant. And then I've been using the sugar dust from Bedhead then to get in there and get the back home.
So what do you do with the sugar dust? How do you apply that?
It's really simple. So all you do is lift your
wicked.
section up, just simply spray a little bit over the area, and then get your back comb in there, you know, and then you can see that it's going to hold
get the
it all
lift.
night. Yeah, definitely.
That's
Love that
awesome. How, like, this isn't a conundrum that I think baffles the nation, but what's the best way of getting backcombing out of your hair the following morning?
Oh, do you know, one of these brushes are amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Because I think literally
It's
after,
a nightmare.
if you don't get rid of your back comb when you go to bed, you end up with the most ultimate
Beehive.
bear's head. Yeah, you get an absolute beehive bear head.
Yeah.
But definitely, that's a good tip. But what is that brush has got the
It's
soft
one of the
bristles?
soft bristles. Yeah, amazing to get the back combing out.
Don't get in there with a wide comb and then just rip your hair out.
No,
Don't want that.
definitely not.
Well, Fab, but thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you
us today,
very
Jade. The
much.
look is
Thank
absolutely
you.
fabulous. But
Oh,
yeah, we'll
thank
do a rotate of Adele. So if you can spin around and show us the back. Look at that. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Thanks, Adele. That was lovely and smooth.
We're
Right,
clapping.
and don't forget to follow and like Grace and Evie Salon on Facebook. And if you are in Gos Island, please do call in.
Thank
Fabulous.
you.
Thank you for joining
Thanks
us.
very
We'll definitely
much.
have you back soon.
Oh, lovely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks very much, guys. I really appreciate you coming down.
We've had loads of questions through for Jade throughout today, so I think we'll definitely have to have a session back with Jade for another one.
Yeah, no,
But
I
yeah.
think it's a good feature. So hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing the sort of the hairstyling, and really, you know, do feedback to us on what you've sort of thought of the show tonight. We've gone for obviously a little bit different style, bringing more elements of beauty. So if you'd love to see more things like that. Now we've made the connection as well with the guys from Grace and Evie's. You know, perhaps we could sort of plan things out if you've got questions, different things that we could do. So do sort of like feedback to us. It really is important for us to try and you know, strive to improve as we go on each week. So
Definitely.
yeah, thanks a lot.
Definitely. We've had some, like we said, we've had some fabulous beauty questions coming through. So if we'll just go through some of them
Oh,
now.
yeah.
And I know one that I've seen, and I can't find for the life of me who it was from, but just we had a couple of them through about concealing redness. So what are your top tips for going through and concealing redness?
Yeah, I mean, it obviously depends on how red and aggravated the skin might be. Is it sort of rosacea? Is it a skin, you know, disorder? Obviously, rosacea is when, you know, you've got broken capillaries, and if that is the case, and that's quite hectic, you know, issue, a skin issue, there is such a thing as, and a lot of different makeup houses have it, it's a green pigment. It's a cream product. You can have it in a liquid. I'd probably go for the cream product though, it's just a little bit more emollient. And if you apply this on bare skin, just really lightly in the zones underneath your foundation, with your foundation on the top, it will definitely eradicate that breakthrough that you get with the rosacea. Obviously with just normal redness that we get, you've had a glass of wine and you get a little bit of the redness through here or through here. I certainly get that. It's easy just to combat that with a really full coverage concealer.
Okay.
One of my favorite ones, probably off the top of my head, would be it's an old school one actually, Estee Lauder Maximum Coverage. I mean, nothing gets through that. It's like fantastic.
It's a wall.
Yes, exactly. So that one's really good as well for redness, yeah.
Ah, okay. And I know the age-old question of contouring has come through and things like that. So it's like, what are your top tips for achieving a natural contour?
Yeah, I think again, you've got a big influx of cream bronzers, which is what I used today. Powder bronzers versus cream bronzers, you've got two options. A cream bronzer will naturally, because of its emollient base, so it's creamy, will look softer on the skin. So it will kind of just emulsify and just make the contours just look really soft and like their own. Whereas a powder will sit a little bit more on top. I'd probably say a powder will last a little bit longer on the skin than a cream bronzer.
Okay.
But in regards, and probably a stronger look. So if you want a slightly stronger effect, you would go the powder bronzer.
Awesome. We've got somebody in the social stream as well asking about what eyeshadow palette would you recommend for a beginner?
Well, ELF, of course.
Of
I mean,
course.
seriously, is that a silly
course.
question or what? Come on. Obviously, you guys know I've already talked about the ELF Naturals, which was definitely my first purchase, and I adore it. In regards to another, you know, off the top of my head, another favorite would probably be obviously Urban Decay. These guys, they kind of got the sort of
Yeah.
the you know the
Natural.
colours.
What's
They've
it-
got
what's
the
the main palette called?
naked,
The Naked palette,
series.
Like you, need
know.
to see. You
They've
need
got
to
lip
see
glosses
off camera
now.
the way Harriet just perked up when you said naked palette. She's obsessed with it. I've
Yeah.
never known anyone like it. She's like, she'll come in, she'll be like, I saw the naked palette on the weekend. Like, as if
Yeah.
it's a celebrity. I saw it
Yeah.
and I touched it and it was
Yeah.
lovely.
It's sort of like
And that's true. That's true. But she's
Yes.
like, and this is why she's developed a bit of an obsession with our 32-piece everyday palette. She's like,
Yes.
very much like the naked.
it's a dupe. It's a dupe.
She
cute.
But I
absolutely
think
loves
most
that
bloggers
palette.
sort of start off like with a blog
Yeah.
about the naked palette.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah,
And
it's totally.
There's
you're
so
gonna
many.
get
It's got to be
It's
the most
textbook.
blogged about product
Absolute
out there as well.
Definitely.
So.
And I love, I have to be honest, when I look at, I love the original Naked palette. I do love it. It was on
That's
my
my
Christmas
favourite.
list.
Yeah.
It didn't come. I was disappointed.
Oh.
I know.
Oh,
I know.
yeah.
Lee, if you're watching, shape up. But literally, I find it quite funny that the consecutive palettes that they've brought out, they're very, very similar.
They are similar. I mean, to be fair, you could jump the two in the middle or what have you, or the one in the middle. I think the original, and the new one, the warm, because it's all warm. It's all
yeah,
warm roses.
it's kind of
which is
they've gone
very
up
on
a
trend.
gear.
If you bring my screen up here, we'll sort of look at this. I think as the blogger of the week this week, we're going to come to this later, but she's actually sort of made a post about the Naked Palette 3 there. So that's
Yes.
like happened
So that's
like on
nice
Monday.
warm
She tweeted about
tones.
that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, it is a great product. I don't know what that sort of price is at, but
I think it's around 30 plus.
Yeah.
But
It's
yeah, so it's an expensive palette, but it's a
Not
good.
bad.
It's good for the color range. I think it's a very versatile palette
is.
from my. This is why I'd like one, but
It is.
But yeah, I mean, it is. It's one of those I think that you can definitely get some readers on there if you're reviewing that one for sure. Definitely.
or Harriet will read it. for
Harriet
a
will
start,
read
isn't
it. She'll
So-
subscribe. She'll read it. She'll save the picture as a background, probably. But yeah, we've had one really fab question come through, which is from Delilah, who does join us every week. So hi, Delilah. She is asking what sets apart a celebrity look from the look that's done at home.
That's actually a really, really, really good question, because what you have to take into account are several different things than just a normal going out look that you might do on a Saturday night. Probably the most important thing that you have to consider is flashbulb lighting, and you know you have to consider also that there's a lot of fans coming from and looking from quite a far distance.
Yeah.
So the makeup has to be, although it has to be perfect at all times, it still has to be quite strong. And there's a big emphasis on highlighting the skin, because highlighting the skin, especially just underneath the eyes, will really just pop the eye makeup and also pop in photography.
Yeah.
And that's one of the sort of key elements for red carpet looks, really, I'd say. And don't be afraid to sort of use lots of different coloured concealers, and especially that light one at the end, because that will certainly pop it.
That's it.
And
I know
highlighters.
we have seen we've seen some big mistakes on the red carpet when people have put like a strong HD powder or something under their eye,
Rather
and then
in
it's
the
just like
headlights.
hello, and
That's-
it's a bit.
I know.
It's a bit much.
J-Lo has bless her. J-Lo, I mean, she has always the most beautiful makeup. Scott Barnes, you're amazing. But there has been one or two moments when perhaps maybe the flash didn't go off or something. It's just really natural light, and they flash. They take a photo of her, and there's no flash. And her makeup, honestly, it is literally the palest porcelain like color underneath her eyes, and it's you know
like,
olive everywhere else. It's
Yeah.
just frightening. It kind of looks scary.
Yeah, because I know we've had a couple of like obviously we've got the HD powder in the Elf range,
Yeah.
and a lot of people are like, right, how do I use this? What can I do with it? Oh my
Yeah.
God, is it going to look like this? And it's like, just use a little
Yes.
and take your time, because
Actually,
you're not going to,
yeah,
you
your
know, you're
HD
not going to
powder is quite
build.
strong.
Yeah,
It
you
is.
don't want to have like a sheet over your face, but yeah, because it is very reflective. But I know there was a photo I think we found last week maybe of Nicole Kidman, and it was it
Really?
was unfortunate, but
Oh,
these things
no.
happen. To
It does happen.
People love these
celebrities
ones, don't
as,
they?
as normal people, but that's
When
the
you
thing, I
get
think.
photographed as much as they do, I suppose it's inevitable
You're going to
that
have
a
it,
few
exactly.
but
bad
it's
things
just,
come
it's
out.
quite,
Of course.
it's like, yeah, okay, so some people make mistakes with their makeup too. It makes me feel less bad that I'm just like,
Absolutely. No,
"Ooh, I went out looking
absolutely.
like that.
Do you
last
think
night."
they actually sort of sometimes go out on purpose without makeup on just because they know that they'll then get like featured in those
Oh,
different
no, absolutely.
sections? Or,
You know, Towie people and,
Yeah.
and your Hollyoaks and all
Yeah.
of that. Absolutely. You know, I've even heard of certain people, will not make mention, that you
Oh,
know
go on, go
often
on.
turn up in your hello look and reveal every single week. They actually ring paparazzis to let them know when they're going out shopping, so that they get papped, so they're in there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
just
quite
a
a
stressful for me.
fascinating, weird little machine.
Yeah,
You know,
I think Darren Lyons, is it
Darren
Darren?
Lyons.
He's sort of like,
Oh my
He's run
God.
for mayor now.
no way.
Never.
Yes.
Oh my
Yeah,
word.
I mean, he came up with the iconic idea of big pictures, wasn't it? And
Yeah.
he was selling picture money to obviously people who would like come across a celebrity, which still happens obviously now. People who walk past, say, you know, I don't know, Justin Bieber, and they're like, take a selfie, or
Yeah,
there's
you
like
can
them
send
in
in
it,
your own
and
pictures
you know,
and get
he
paid.
started that phenomenon. You know,
Amazing,
Yeah.
amazing.
He's
He,
crazy.
He pops up on all of the like New Year shows as well, doesn't he?
And I-
Commented on celebrities of 2013. and
Yes,
what have you.
yes.
He
I
loves
don't
all of
think
that.
Oh,
he's
he
against
does.
sort of setting up the odd sort of.
No, I don't get that vibe from him.
yeah,
the
no,
pap
no,
tweet,
he
but,
would never do such a
If you're
thing.
watching Darren, big shout out to you.
I know Daz. He follows me on Twitter actually.
Oh, that's
You
not.
can tweet him and say he was all the rage on
Hey,
Beauty
Daz.
Criteria earlier. There's a couple of like, I say personal, that's gonna be like what? But like what's your favourite, you know, certain thing coming through? So we've had like, what's your favourite brush to apply foundation with? What do you tend to go to?
I do go through stages with brushes. My thing at the moment has been a crown brush. I kind of need to show you, but it's basically this gorgeous foundation brush. It's like really stubby. It's got quite short fibers, synthetic, and really stubby, and you can just sort of like, it's kind of bossy because you can really bosh out
Okay.
the product, and it's fantastic with a cream foundation as well. Great for rubbing in moisturizer as well. I think it's from the HD range, I'm not sure,
Neil's on
but
it.
Yeah,
he's
on it.
all over it.
Trying to bring it
It's
up
a
here.
beautiful brush, and a lot of people pick it up from my brush belt and go, oh, what's this one? And I'm like, oh, have a feel, you know. But their brushes are quite fabulous as well. I mean, they're a UK brand,
Yeah.
and
it
I
that
like
one?
to. It's got, no, it's actually, I think it's from the HD range. I think it says
Okay.
HD
Is
range.
it more of like a flat top?
It's sort
brush?
of slightly rounded
Okay.
and quite a lot of bristles. It kind of looks like a medium-sized powder brush,
Oh, okay.
but it's actually the foundation style, the stipply sort of. But yeah, no, I do like that one.
Very nice.
Yes.
We've had another question come through as well about how could you make your nose look thinner, and I know you did a bit of contouring with the
Did
Dow's
actually,
nose
yes.
earlier.
It's one of my favourite things to do. I love doing that. And it's sort of, no, not necessarily, you know, I do it anyway if someone has quite a small nose. It's not about, you know, oh, I need to make my nose look smaller. What it does, it really does refine the shape of the face and just makes it look really streamlined. And it brings in all the other contours. But the best way to do it is to get a sable brush, sort of like a small, probably medium-sized sable brush, slightly stiff. Now, you probably don't want to use your dark bronzer because you're going to look a little orange. You're going to look like you've got an orange nose, but you just need to use something sort of mid-tone and trace down the sides, and then you have to highlight through the center. Now, you don't have to highlight with something shimmery. You can actually highlight with like a really light porcelain colored powder, and it will just naturally just bring out those bones. Yeah.
So take it lightly.
Have we got a sable brush in the Elf collection?
Well, the one brush that would be similar, because it's like the dome.
Yes.
Our eyeshadow C brush is a little bit thick, I would imagine, for that, but it's got the right kind of shape, and I think as long as you go,
Yes.
or even actually saying that the shape of the eyeshadow brush in the Essential range, because that's a bit thinner.
Yeah.
That might be better for down there. So
I mean,
there are some in there.
Yeah, there are loads of, I mean, you could do it with a soft brush as well, like a round soft brush, but you'd have to just be very careful with the angles because you kind of want a little bit of an angle
Yeah.
going on, you know. You want to see it because you will blend it obviously with the highlights, so don't be scared if it comes up and it's like, oh my God, I look like a mannequin. You know, it's got that sort of mannequin look to it sometimes when you first put it on, but then you can just blend it out with your fingers, warm it up.
Blend, blend, blend.
Yes.
Fab.
Great tips,
And I know
great tips.
this is a question that we were talking about earlier before we came on air, but it was, what's the one celebrity that you really want to do makeup on?
One celebrity I would like to do makeup on, there are so many on that list for me. Like, you know, I'm constantly looking at faces going, what a beautiful face. I think, actually, I hate saying this, but, and I know she's hot right now, but Miley Cyrus,
Wow, it's a
she's hot.
controversial one, maybe.
She's pretty hot. I
Yeah.
know, and she's just sort of everywhere.
Yeah.
And I normally sort of go for someone who's a little bit more downplayed, but actually her face is quite unique. She's got some interesting features. I don't know if anyone's seen her on W Magazine recently. It just got released, I think, literally 2 days ago.
Okay.
And honestly, if you can have a look at W Magazine and she's on the front cover, I just love what they did to her. I'm not too sure, I think it could have been Pat McGrath who did the makeup. It could have been someone else, but they bleached out her eyebrows. She's almost unrecognisable.
Oh, really?
She looks cool, fairly pretty cool. Yeah.
What would you do for her look if you were if she was sat in front of you now? What's
She's
inside?
done lots of different looks. I've seen her with, I think
I
that
got,
one.
got
That's
it on
the
the
one.
screen, yeah.
Yeah.
That is
Can we have a look at
incredible.
this?
Wow.
I just absolutely adore this visual.
That
I just,
really doesn't
it
look
doesn't look like her at all.
She's a bit naked.
Bleaching out eyebrows. It can change everyone's face shape. It can, you know, it completely evolves your face in
yeah.
some sort of way. It's crazy.
Instagram, I like it.
Yeah.
That
I
is
love what they
mad. She
did.
looks
Look at her
so
there.
different.
Wow, yeah.
Wow. She's a bit sexy. She's a little
is a
bit,
bit,
just a
isn't
little
she?
bit
She
sexy,
wouldn't be
isn't
taking
she?
her back to the sort of the Hannah Montana sort of
Do you know what? That
days
would
or-
actually be fun.
Yeah.
You know, let's put her in like a sort of like
Nudity there,
an
apologies.
outfit that's sort of. Yes, I did see that. That was a bit of fun, wasn't it? Bit of funny.
Skin on a Thursday.
It is late
evening,
night, though,
it's
isn't
fine.
it?
Yeah, that's
It's
it.
late
you know,
night.
I don't think Ofcom
You know?
are going to be sort of ringing us up and giving us any issues anyway.
I
That's
think
one of
they're
the
all right.
benefits of the live stream. So,
I love it.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, brilliant. Miley and Hannah Montana. That would be cool because she's sort of tried to get so far away from the
She has.
sort of
She's
the
gone
old
bless
Nickelodeon
other end,
days.
hasn't she? The
That's
other
what
end of
she
the spectrum
does.
completely.
Fair play to
Wow.
her.
She's got our
Completely.
attention anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're talking
And we're
about
talking about it. See?
standard. Yeah.
We've done it. We've done it. There's absolutely loads of questions coming through about kind of like how to contour with a round face and all the rest of it and things like that. So maybe
I
what
will definitely get to them at some point. Definitely, guys. I'm going to jump on and definitely answer all the questions in the next couple of days. So
definitely and make
Yeah.
sure everyone
there
is
are
following.
600 questions
Oh
at
my
the
God.
moment. So
I get my
So you
a
might
week.
have-
Good
you've got a
Yeah.
bit of rod for your own
Might
back.
have to go on
there.
a really long train journey.
Yeah,
Gotta
exactly.
sit down.
Exactly.
But yeah, if anyone's got any questions for after the show as well, make sure you follow Heidi on Twitter. She's Heidi Scarlett K.
Yeah, just ask me
Um,
anything.
Yeah, and I'm properly committing you to this now. But yeah,
It's happening. It's happening.
you've got her. You've got her.
I'm locked in.
This is fabulous.
Yeah, so yeah, no, thanks very
definitely.
much, Heidi. I mean,
It's been fun.
it has been fun. It's been
Yeah.
a great learning experience for us shooting the videos
great.
with you today, and you know, hopefully we can, you know, stay in touch and maybe
I'll be
build on the relationship and get
Absolutely.
some more sort of features going.
That's
and
what it's about, you know, and I think it's about, I mean, no one stops learning. I'm constantly learning new things and everyone is, you know.
Yeah.
I'm constantly looking at things going, wow, you've really inspired me and I want to try that. So I think it's just always about just trying new things because that's how you feel alive, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially with makeup.
Yeah.
So
Definitely, it's
That's it.
awesome.
And for me, it's about live streaming. So, like,
Makes
you
you feel
know,
alive.
building this studio and improving things every week is sort of what's keeping me sort of coming back to work with a smile on my face at the moment. So, you know, today's been, great show. Really, really enjoying it.
We have got the blog of the week just to discuss
Yeah,
briefly
we've got
before
that
we go.
to come. I just wanted to sort of mention quickly that the Elf show is going to happen next Tuesday with Hannah. Hi, Han. I know you're watching, and we're really keen to sort of get you back on the show and focusing on those Elf products. All throughout the month of February, we're testing out a new sort of offer on the Elf page where you can get free shipping on all orders of £15 or more.
Automatically, no code required.
And that is including all of our European customers. For the first time, you know, we ship all across Europe. So those guys, I think, minimum sort of spend of around €18 if you're shopping in Italy. Same for you guys in Scandinavia, £15 minimum spend. So,
and I know our Scandinavian partners over in Copenhagen are massively favouring that offer. So it's going down well with their audience. Yeah, shipping is one of those things. People just they would rather spend the money on the product. So it was just good. So we're doing that for this month. So it's
great.
And I was absolutely serious when I mentioned about getting in touch to receive a free pack of Elf to sort of host a party. If you're willing to host that party and get involved with us on the live show one Thursday evening, maybe host a party. We'd love to sort of get you guys involved. So that's all the stuff from Elf. Do check out the website eyeslipsface.co.uk. You know, all those great value products that you'll see later, you know, next week from Heidi's Look, but all available now with even lower sort of shipping costs.
Exactly.
So
we'll get them to you for
we're
free.
striving to bring it down even more, maybe in March, but we'll have to see.
Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, don't want to commit to too much. Okay, so this brings on to the final sort of final feature now, which is a fantastic blogger, Laura Gibbons. And we briefly sort of mentioned the blog there earlier. I've got it up on the screen here. I think Harriet, did Laura get in touch with us earlier in the week, or how did you end up finding her?
I went to Make Up Magpie's blog.
Yeah.
Oh, Make Up Magpie's blog.
Like links as like a featured blog on there, and then had a look, and then I found all those blog posts about the beauty chats on Twitter.
Yes, that's something.
So
that we
basically,
talked
for
about
those that
getting in
may
touch
not
with.
be able to hear Harriet, she found it on. She found Tease Flutter Pout on. Look at that graphic.
How cool is that?
On,
She's just posted
Did she
this,
just post that?
literally a few. Yeah, this wasn't on there earlier.
Ah,
so
Laura, you're an absolute
massive
star.
thanks to her.
But yeah,
really
I know
cool.
one of the things that Harriet was telling me about Laura's blog was this Twitter timeline, which I think is fab. It's basically like a timetable of all different times that you go on for a chat about so and so, and it's really cool.
So
I think
I'm
it's
sure
really,
loads
really cool.
of beauty bloggers are sort of familiar with Twitter chats. I know like Sunday evening is a very popular for the sort of F bloggers and the B
bloggers
and yeah, we were
sorts.
thinking, you know, with the type of show that we're trying to do here, and you know, next week we've got the Skype guest machine, which is definitely going to be working, so we're going to have people calling in, but we'd love to sort of get more involved in some of these sort of Twitter chats, and you know, get involved with the conversations and maybe make some new connections. But that was a post that Laura made on Tuesday. So if you go to the blog teaseflutterpout.com, it's the second post in there. So that was really impressive.
It's fab. It's so informative.
And, you know, really good idea. I mean, there's something every day of the week, you know. So what was it today? Thursday till 10 o'clock, chats for teens. Tomorrow there's a mummies bloggers, a student bloggers on Friday. So
Sunday is the day for blogger chat on
Sunday's the day
on Twitter. People are loving it. But yeah, I mean, tonight we've got a bit of everything. So
do you think that's something
BBO.
that you might get into, Heidi, getting involved with the blogger chats? And,
Fantastic
you know,
idea.
just getting
You know,
the hashtags going.
It's a great moment to sort of really get those questions across and get some good answers. And yeah, why not? And you know what it is? It's like sometimes you just get bombarded with so many products on the market. It's so daunting. Isn't it just easier just to ask someone who's tried it?
Definitely.
You know, have you tried that eyeliner? Yeah, actually I have. It's not that great. You know, or it looks beautiful on, but in 3 minutes it's kind of gone, or something like that.
I think more and more now people don't really buy things without any form of like opinion or
reviews,
or like some kind of feedback from someone, and you're like, even really when you think about it, reviews on websites, you don't know the people, but you are trusting their opinion, so it's kind of like
that's true.
You need that, don't you?
And on the screen now, Laura also made a post earlier the end of last month, about our tone correcting concealer. You know, she mentions the sort of kabuki brush there. Really great photos. I like the way she's sort of using what looks like a bit of tissue paper or something in the
It's
background.
looking good.
but
Nick would
good
appreciate
light-
that. Good background
yeah,
format.
you definitely
It looks
appreciate the
wicked.
lighting.
Yeah, we've got a
there. It's
nod from
brilliant.
Nick. We've
So,
got a nod.
yeah. And
Thumbs
there
up.
was a post which I thought was quite interesting, a little bit sort of well, I say controversial, but there was I don't know if anyone sort of heard about the post or the product. You've got it
scales.
on the screen there now.
Yeah, it is
see if I can do a
the
search for it.
Superdrug celebrity weighing scales.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Ooh, boo and a hiss, boo and a hiss.
Stop
Have
it.
you heard
No,
about
I
these?
have not.
It is unreal.
Okay, so talk me through this.
Okay, so you know you go on a normal scales, it's like you are this much, X this, X that. This one, no, you are Cheryl Cole. You are like whoever.
Why?
It is like something
Um,
No,
can't-
you weigh
this
the
is
same
so
as Beyonce, or
ridiculous.
I
Really?
cannot get my head around
Is
it.
this actual? Is this factual? Is it true?
It's like, can you literally imagine being like, right, that's it, I'm going on a diet, I've got to hit Cheryl Cole weight,
Yeah.
not actually Cheryl Cole,
It's a
but
bit
I've got to
sick.
hit Cheryl Cole weight before my holidays, and but it's like, no, that's so wrong.
But like everyone, the celebrities fluctuate their weight so much.
Exactly.
I mean, we've seen Cheryl Cole uber thin, and then we've seen her, you know, 2 sizes, dress sizes larger. I mean, it's
I know
ridiculous. It's
she
so
actually,
wrong.
She actually tweeted out about this, just being like, what on earth
So
is this?
stupid.
I mean, like, yeah.
And-
use
but
their
Sorry,
name.
Superdrug.
Yeah,
You're
and
normally really
obviously,
good,
yeah,
but
these
Well, they've taken it
celebs,
off the market
they
now,
have
so
taken it off.
It's so
it
wrong.
actually, the post explains about, you know, the sort of, the kick-off that actually
Wow.
happened. So it's like,
It's just amazing. Like they've got everybody in there from like Cheryl Cole to Kate Middleton, Jessica Ennis, and it's like you can't. And then they've got people, Gemma Collins from Towie, and then Melissa McCart. It's so unhealthy to
Latifah.
do
it's
that.
extremely unhealthy.
So
it's sending out the wrong
unhealthy.
message.
But yeah, I'm glad that Superdrug listened to everybody and have removed it, because I just think it's the most bizarre product
That is
I've
weird.
seen.
yeah. And it's great
really
that bloggers
80s.
like,
It's so,
It's so 80s.
It's
It's like,
so-
oh my God.
It's just odd.
I'm going to go do a Jane Fonda workout right now, like, just to work this off, you
Apart
know?
from sweatbands, I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
I've got to be down with Jessica Ennis before July, you know. It's
Yeah,
serious stuff.
exactly.
and it's great that bloggers like Laura actually sort of do speak out and
That's great.
and make these sort of posts, which is you know, what makes the difference in these days in the community.
Wow.
Exactly.
Superdrug, we
And that's
will
how
not
people
stand for
listen.
it. We will not stand for it. So
We will not.
yeah, that's
yeah.
that's Laura Gibbons, Tease Flutter Pout. Massive thanks for actually featuring us on your latest blog post. We're going to send a prize bundle out to you with a load of
Aw.
products.
Yeah.
Um,
And the blog with the interview that Harriet has done with Laura will be going up tomorrow morning.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
that'll
We did
give
it. We conducted
the-
the interview over the email, so
Yeah.
that'll be on the blog tomorrow as well. You'll be able to see all the prize winners on the beautycrowd.com/blog.
Yeah. So you've still got tonight to enter the competitions as well. So
Yeah, so keep
if you
the
haven't
tweets
for some
coming
bizarre
in.
reason, make sure that you do.
And Heidi
Get
be
involved.
travelling back to London tomorrow on the train, so you know, keep the
Leave it
questions,
sunny, lovely
keep the
weather.
questions coming in, and do
Yes.
follow, and you can maybe
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
it'll keep you busy on the train.
It will
won't
keep me
Lisa?
very busy on the train. Thank you,
Exactly.
guys. Absolutely.
Massive thank
I
you,
will.
and thanks again to the guys from Grace and Evie for coming in. Thanks to our unsung hero Gary Howells in the
Thank you, Gary
in the
Howells.
control room. We don't have
Woo.
a camera for him to give a wave this week, but
Yeah,
we'll
Gary!
sort that out next week. Big thanks to everyone as well who's been involved, like all the team here as always.
Yeah.
Massive thanks to Claire and Grace and Joe on Elf Customer Service. I've got a big shout out to give to Lisa Brogan, who is a salon owner from Leeds. She's watching, and I wanted to say a big shout out to you, Lisa. We hope to
Bye,
get you
Lisa.
on this show in the future. So.
Ooh.
I don't know, is Leeds further away than London? You could end up being like, you know, the next sort of person to sort of take the crown away from Heidi. As well.
Oh God, we're gonna have crown wars.
You know,
get
officially, I
brutal.
suppose officially you've travelled maybe from Perth, isn't it?
Yeah,
But,
well,
Yeah,
exactly.
maybe.
And
You know,
if
it's
you
had
taken
them
you,
on.
it's taken you what, like 6 years to get here today. It's amazing. God, thank you so much. for
I am
your
tired. I'm pooped.
The one thing before we go, we have to say hello to Wendy's little girl, Bethany. She's ill and she absolutely loves Neil. So we say,
Oh, thanks, Bethany. Get
hi,
well soon.
Bethany, get well soon.
Get well soon.
It's time for your
Yeah.
bedtime as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
guys.
Especially you need strength.
Definitely.
No, so yeah, big shout out. Get well soon, guys. Really enjoyed the show. Please
It's been really
feedback to
fun.
us because that's what we really love. Let us know how it went and
What you think of the new setup?
what you think of the new setup. Next week we'll be live on Thursday and Tuesday with the Elf Show, and I can't tell you what's in next week's show because we haven't planned it yet. So get involved with us and help us plan
Inspiration,
it.
welcome.
Whatever you want to see, we'll put out there, guys. So please do get in touch, and I'll say goodbye and thank you very
And
much
good
for
night.
watching Beauty Crowd.
Thank
Cheers,
you.
guys. Bye.